This is Enter Music. Welcome up to another segment. This is content for musicians, mostly focusing on solo musicians, solo artists. As I am one myself, I used to be a band member. I love playing with bands. It was nice. But these days, for the most part, bands have a little bit of difficulty. I mean, guys like me, I just don't have time to go to band practice no more and formulate a group and try to make it as a band. My content is Into Music with Ron. I am Ron. Welcome in. If this is your first time, I'm glad you stopped by. I'm going to cover a few things, mostly concerning my solo artists. Now, band members can apply some of this too, because when I was in the band, I somehow talked the band members into letting me start sequencing some music along with what we were doing. We had a full horn section, 3-piece. Sometimes I played bands with 4 horns, but for the most part it was 3. And I started, first of all, we started with the drum machine, and our drummer, he couldn't stand it. He hated, like, I don't need no drum machine, you know. After a minute, after things started coming together and the sound started getting a lot tighter, it was full. I would program string parts. When horn parts would play, I would play the horn part, and it would just sound bigger. And the sound and the tempo and everything was there, you know. I even put backgrounds in there as well. Even though we were singing, it just sounded a lot fuller. And I adapted that when the band thing just went left, you know, and it just wasn't no more room for bands like that anymore, I guess. I mean, it started turning into solo singers, and now that's all you see. If you see a band playing together, especially a black band, if you see one that does it how we did it, that's very, very rare, and I don't see that anymore. So what I did is I took that feeling from a lot of band members and I put that into my backing tracks. I put that same kind of feel that I put with them into my backing tracks, and it does me a lot of good. It makes the groove better. I play a lot of R&B and smooth jazz and Bob Marley stuff, and it's really easy to use backing tracks with that kind of music. And what I'm going to do today is talk about how to make your backing tracks better by doing extra things. I mean, especially if you get your backing tracks from off of YouTube, or you buy them. It used to be a thing called, what was this called, MIDI something. I don't know, but you would buy the MIDI track or something like that, and all of the instruments was there. You can turn them up and down, do what you want, but the guys that did that, they wasn't able to play keyboard parts. They wasn't able to play horns. It might have been a bass player and a guitar player that got together and wanted. I used to play with guys like that. They'd play the music to backing tracks. It would sound good, but they would say, "Hey, Ron, come in and play some keys, play some horns," you know, and it would be pretty decent for what we were doing. It would be a little restaurant, you know, and we'd be in there playing, and, you know, the strings was there, you know, some horn parts to kick in. Sometimes I'd take a sax solo and get back on keys, and nothing was missing because all of the parts was there from the backing tracks. And backing tracks, no, I started putting intros, I started doing breakdowns, I started putting strings and horn parts on the vamps, and tom rolls, cymbal crashes, just like if you was to hear a drummer playing. I started incorporating that kind of feel into my backing tracks. But before I get going, please subscribe to the channel, leave a thumbs up at the end, or when you exit out. I appreciate that. Leave some comments. Maybe you might be able to tell me some things that I missed out that you can probably add to how you do your backing tracks. And give me 1 second. I'm going to The heat is blaring. I've been out shoveling snow. Had to get my car. Oh man, it was a mess out there. So I'm going to take me a little sippy sippy. Oh yeah, I got to get another one of that. Y'all relax. It's just pineapple juice with ice. Tastes really good. With no further ados, don'ts, delays, I'm going to go over what we came here for. I want to welcome in all of the musicians, no matter what you play. If you play by yourself, play the backing tracks, you play all kinds of parties, you play different events. This segment is for you. What makes backing tracks better? What makes backing tracks better than live music for the most part, live bands sometimes, is, in my experience, this is my experience. Now, you might be something different from you. Backing tracks are better when you can play all of the parts yourself or all of the instruments yourself. You know, if you got a keyboard that you sequence to, or have a DAW with it, whatever you do to get your tracks made, your backing tracks, like I said, when you can play it all yourself, that's what makes them better. And not only play them yourself, do a little bit more and make it feel a little bit better than what you hear on the record. I mean, don't go too far out, you know, because people, for the most part, you're playing cover tunes, you know. With your own music, if you're doing something, you do what you like on that. But when you're playing cover tunes, get it close, but then get some more stuff going on in there. Backing tracks is good because they will never be late to the gig. You know, a lot of times band members, they might have issue, they couldn't get off work in time. They had to do something extra at work. At the last minute, wife or girlfriend called them with a flat tire or anything. They didn't come to the gig. You don't know how they feel, but the groove might not be as good as it could have been if everything was just popping the way it should. And that's what makes backing tracks unique, because when you arrive to your gig, your backing tracks comes with you. Anyway, and then your backing tracks will always play the music perfectly every time, you know. The way you play it is the way it's going to be. And your backing tracks will never fluctuate. What always worked for me on my solo gigs when I'm playing in my backing tracks, when you add your own touch, you know, to the music, that puts a bit of a twist on what the people have heard. And it ain't like you just playing to a track and it stopped and then you go to the next one. I've seen guys who use backing tracks and they'll do that. The track will be so-so. It'll be nice, but it'll stop. Then they start scrolling through for another one or getting the next one set up. My backing tracks, I put them in my iTunes and I play them right from the same format as my DJ music goes through, but I play my iTunes separately and my DJ stuff is, but I can put those songs in order the way I want. As far as my show, before the show, I know basically what kind of crowd is going to, not really the kind of crowd, but I know what music they want, because when people hire me, they want me to do the same thing that I did when I saw them. So I line up some music. It depends on if it's a wedding or if it's a birthday party, if it's a backyard party, whatever it is, I line my setup. And I line it up on my iTunes with about 6 songs, maybe 7. On the 7th song, I drop in a DJ record, something that I'm going to play as a DJ. And then I might put another one right up under it, just in case if I stop playing and people come up and start talking to me about something, and I don't have to worry about trying to get to the DJ mixer to load in another song to catch that one. Another song will be coming, and hopefully I won't be talking that long, and I'll let people know that, hey, I got to catch this next song, you know, if I'm talking to them too long. And when you line your songs up like that, you don't have to worry about looking over to see what's next. Sometimes you might, but you don't have to worry about trying to load in another song if you got it like that. Some people use a cell phone for their backing tracks. I suggest that you get something that you can something like some kind of good MP3 that you can put your whole set together. You had your set, and then you had your second set, your third set, and you know you can put another song there when you go on break. If they got a DJ, you can put like a DJ song there and have it fading out so the DJ can come in. Or that's how I got started. How I got started being a DJ is I started putting DJ songs in my set, and then I would start playing. And when you can add strings, add some horns, add some drum fills. Drum fills is real good with your backing tracks. It sounds like, you know, you got indicators when the bridge is coming. You got indicators when the verse is gonna come. You got cymbal crashes to let you know that you're at the end of the measure and you're getting ready to start another, you know, and that helps me a lot. Sometimes I'll do different things and different kind of roles that I'll know when I got to go back to a third verse. Like, say for instance, if I sung the first, second verse and a couple of hooks and I'm just jamming for a minute, I'll have a certain kind of role that'll do something, and maybe even with a sound effect. I got sound effects, and I'll put that there, and it'll let me know I'm getting ready to come up so I can do my third verse and then vamp the song out all the way from there. But when you're doing different things in your backing tracks and breaking things down, you know, so you can talk, so you can get ready for something else, that helps your show out a lot. And and learn to be a showman as well with your backing tracks. Don't just play the backing tracks unless you're just that kind of person. Some people, they just play backing tracks and they just, wherever they play, people are good with them just playing the backing track and doing what they do. But just, if you want to make your backing tracks better and more appealing, try putting some better stuff in there and things that'll enhance the song, especially on your improvisations. And I'm going to, later on down in this segment here, I'm going to bring in how I would do a verse and how you can see how the music grooves, and then I'm going to do the verse, then I'm going to stop that, then I'm going to take a improvising ride on one of my instruments and let you see how it is when you got some stuff going on, just so you can see that. I'm going to show you how my stage looks with lighting. Okay, but before I get to my lighting, it's important to have a good sound system. If you're going to be playing parties, it's good to have a good sound system. Now, if you can afford you a subwoofer, do that. I used to play with two JBLs, 15 and a mid-range, and it used to be cool. I used to think I was jamming until I played along with some DJs one time, and they stuff be like, the floor was just, and I'd be like, man, how do you guys, why y'all stuff rock that hard? And when I get up here and play they say, oh, we got these 18-inch subwoofer, son. And I'm like, I mean, that ain't like I never heard of a subwoofer, but I just never carried one because I got enough stuff to carry. And I said, you know what? I don't care. I'm just going to have to get me a subwoofer. So that's what I did. And I'm telling you, the places I played, I definitely need a subwoofer now, because if you don't have a subwoofer, that music is just not going to hit the same. This is a whole different feel with a subwoofer. Now, I'm going to get to the stage lighting now, because stage lighting is just as important as sound if you're trying to get people to really take in what you're doing. But with me, when I come on stage, it's a whole different vibe. It's showtime. If you can do that, cool. And you don't need a lot of lights. These lights back here, those are just like some Home Depot floodlights that you put under the hood of a car when you work and you clamp them onto something. But I just put colored lights in them. The one is green, the one on the top is red. they work out fine. I started out with those. I used to have about 3 of them, and then I said, you know what, let me get some more. I started getting more of them. I ended up getting about 8. And then I made me a little trestle, a light trestle. I bought me a speaker stand and was drilling stuff and got me a long metal rod drilled hole. I fixed it up to where it looked like I had real lights, and it worked for a minute, but now I got the real stuff. I'll let you see it somewhere down the line when I'm doing the tracks. So you want to do that as well. That makes your backing tracks have an effect as well. I mean, the way they put together, the way they sound. You don't want your backing tracks to sound, you don't want it to be like how I used to be. My backing tracks was good, but when the DJ came on, his music was killing it. And I'm going to keep on going. I don't want to stay on this topic a long time, because I hope, I hope you don't think I'm trying to tell you what to do. I'm just trying to give you pointers that work for me to make your show a lot better. I can see it. Let me take another sip of this. Man, that is so good. Pineapple juice, I didn't know it was so good. Now, the reason why you should have good sounding backing tracks, some lighting, you want to get more gigs. This is why you want a good show. Good music and great performances. You want to look your best when you playing as well. You don't want to look like you just came in off the street. I mean, sometimes that can go over. If you're playing at a backyard set and everybody's chilling, But me, I don't care if I'm at a backyard set or not. I'm gonna have on some kind of colorful shirt and some nice jeans or something with a little different than just somebody coming out at a backyard party out there. When you looking your best, you got the audience cheering, people clapping and all that. That's your secret weapon, man. That's your secret weapon. That's because you've hit the mark. So I'm gonna bring this segment to a close, because it seemed like I've already been talking long enough. And like I promised, I'm gonna play a track and let you hear how my track sounds, far as the way it grooves, and then I can throw some improvisation in there. I'm gonna set that up because I'm gonna do that on another screen. It goes a little something like this. I'm on top of the world, baby. Please don't hold me down. While the world is going crazy, oh, I'm keeping my head down. I got the TV on, but it blows my mind. Look at the clock, it's about the time. Oh, I wanna ride, babe. Out. But that's how I sit down here and I work it out, I sing with it. Let me take this reverb off, I meant to do that. But I make sure my track grooves the way I want it to groove and the way I know people is gonna react to it. Next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna improvise over this, where I would improvise it, but I'm not gonna sing all the way up to it, because there's a few verses and stuff going on. And I got my background in there, but like I said, I don't want to do this like I'm at a show. So this is just how. And then I'll do that for about 3 days, just so I can mess up here and there, and I can find out the sections where I need to work on as far as when I'm improvising, what notes I really want to use. And a lot of times people think improvising, which it is, you just spontaneously do things, but you also want to, let me get back over here where the mic is. You also want to, this thing is, I hate when it don't tighten up. You also want to make sure that you know some good notes to use. You don't have to always try to play some kind of crazy nice riffs and stuff like that. Try to find some nice licks that you can use, you know, at various points of the song. That's what I do. It used to be a time I used to try to get my horn or whatever, and I try to, okay, I try to play cold, you know, I try to just do something on the fly. Sometimes that's good, you create magic doing that too, but for the most part, when you're home, or woodshedding as they say, you wanna, I should be talking here, but, well, yeah, I'll talk there, you'll still see me there. When you're woodshedding, this is your time to mess up. This is your time to fumble through a few notes, to fumble through a few licks. I have no shame in fumbling through licks when I'm at home. I have a little shame when I'm out on stage and people listening to me and they're ready for me to, you know, do what I'm gonna do, and I get up there and I start jacking up a few notes. But for the most part, when you're improvising, you wanna stay relaxed, man. You know, you take those licks that's good, that you can really get down with, and some little rhythms that you can get down with, take that to the gig. Because people don't know that. All they hear is something good coming from your horn. They don't want to hear all your little things that you're trying. Okay, you can try some things at the gig too if you can work it out, if it's gonna work. Sometimes I do that. I'll do some extra stuff. But for the most part, I know some licks. I know the way my fingers is gonna move on my horns and on my, you know, on this electronic wind instrument, on my sax. I know the notes I'm gonna use that I'm gonna be able to, my confidence is there with it. It ain't like I gotta sit up here and guess like, okay, I'm gonna try this, oh, that didn't work. Cause when you do stuff like that and you kind of stink up your solo or your improv, it kind of brings your groove down, man. And you try hard, but it ain't coming out right, and it's just, you just dig yourself a deeper hole when you're trying and it ain't go right. But if you got some stuff already under your fingers, and then you can try some other little stuff. Once you got it and you did some cool stuff, you can try one or two extra little things, but keep a lot of your main licks, man. You know, I mean, because I know me, I done told myself time and time again, I'm never going to be a John Coltrane. I'm never going to be a Sonny Rollins or a Charlie Parker, stuff like that. I spend a lot of time with my backing tracks. I don't just do them and then go to another backing track. I spend weeks and months with my backing tracks. Even when I'm playing the gigs, I'm constantly trying to figure out some good stuff to do all the time. So when I do get to the gig, I don't have to worry about, am I going to do okay on the solo? I know it's going to be all right. So I'm going to end this section so I can just show you, just like this pictorial over here, this slideshow. I'm going to show you a few live things, and then I'm going to show you my stage gear and my stage setup. So I'm going to get out of this. I'm going to end this. That's what it's like from my view, from stage. Lights are out right now. I should kick them on just for the hell of it. I'm in this little stage lights on. I got a pretty much tight little setup with my lights on stage. And I just want to get this over on this side. People think it's showtime. I ain't gonna do them like that. And there we go. Okay, I'm gonna, well, thank you for watching the slide of the live snippets. It's only about 3. It was just showing you how it is when you want to see them dancing. One segment was a DJ set when you saw all of the girls on the dance floor. And then you got a couple of R&B tunes that I was doing that, you know, you just saw the way my stage lighting sets up. It was a little ballroom type of thing I was doing. And my stage lighting goes over really well in places like that, you know. People can see you all again soon. I'm still new at this, so I'm hoping to be able to bring some other solo entertainers, and we talk, and we all, you know, I'll put them on the screen, and we'll talk, and you can hear us go back and forth and find out what it's really like out there. So you all take care. I will talk to you again soon. You've